Welcome to the inaugural show of Happy Hallmarkies. Today we talk about the Hearties Family Reunion 3, movies, and more with special guest Bobbi Schutte. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, I love this music.
Hello, everybody.
Oh my God, I love it.
It takes me back.
Yes. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Hallmarkies. Hallmarkies, Hardees, Chessies, everybody. Welcome to the inaugural show of
Here we go.
Happy Hallmarkies. Boom.
There we go. Got it.
I imagine a lot of fans who are watching the show would recognize that theme music. I'm your host, Marisa Serafini. You can follow me everywhere at Serafini TV. That's Serafini. You heard the voice of James Lott Jr.
It's me, James Lott Jr. You can follow me where all James Lott Jr.'s are sold. Everywhere.
Excellent. At James Lott Jr.
Well, James Lott Jr., of course.
And we have special guest, one of the greatest Hardees herself, joining us and gracing us with her presence, Bobbi Schutte.
Well, hi.
Hi, Bobbi. Thanks
This is
so
such
much.
an honor to be here.
Yes, thanks so much for joining us.
Where can they find you?
You can find me at Bobbi.Schutte.
Bobbi.Schutte.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm giving you my email address, I'm sorry.
right.
This is live.
She tossed it up and I missed it.
Because we were just talking about it earlier.
Don't want to give
I'm
away
sorry.
your personal
Yes.
information.
But I am at Bobbi Schutte.
At
yes.
Bobbi Schutte.
Yes,
That's
I am.
Bibbi.
Bobbi.
Bobbi.
SCHUTTE.
We're off to a great start, you guys.
I love it.
I love it
it
too.
What?
For those who
Awesome.
don't know what the show is going to be about, we're going to be covering Hallmark content all throughout the year, weekly news updates, movies that have aired,
Yes.
will air, and a lot of fun things in between. Movies, book series, anything that I want. It's going to be fun.
Anything you
I was
want,
like,
I know.
it's free range. If you love Hallmark, this is the place to be. Let's start really with a few fun updates of that has happened within the Hallmark community. The first one, if you guys do not know, Brian Bird, the amazing executive producer
Yes.
and creator of Hallmark's When It Calls the Heart, he has a movie that actually premiered back in August of 2017, 2 months ago from today's date, putting a timestamp
Oh,
on
yeah,
the show.
wow. Oh, wow,
It's
yeah.
called The Heart of Man. But the movie was so successful that there's a one-night opening or like a re-airing,
Yeah.
so to speak, in select theaters across the country. And Heart of Man it sounds like an amazing premise. Bobbi, have you
I've seen
watched it?
and it is amazing. It's just a beautiful depiction of just really how God pursues man. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. The cinematography is just out of this world. It's amazing.
Yes.
Truly.
I love the premise of it. It's about, lust and how that affects your relationship with God and Christianity. And I watched the trailer for it. I haven't watched the film yet, but I really want to. But I watched the trailer and it looked beautiful. And it looked so real and raw. And I feel like people who really want to, connect a little bit more in your religious and your Christianity, so to speak, I think it's be a great movie to like open your eyes to.
It is. It's really a prodigal son story, and we've all been prodigal at times, haven't
Yes,
we?
we
Right?
have.
And
Yes.
it's just basically how God continues to pursue you regardless of what you've done, and it's really a wonderfully done movie.
Yeah, there's a one night only special, so it'll be available in your local theater. So you're gonna have to check your local listings. That's on October 17th, 2007. It's a one night special.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow.
That is why we're promoting it
Yes.
now.
Yes.
I know, yes.
So
Good.
go check that out. I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
Good for him.
And it's also based on the book, The Heart of Man Participant's Guide. And that's also available on Amazon for $14.99. So read the book and then watch the movie and let Brian Bird know and everyone who was part of this film know your thoughts and appreciation for it. And I'm planning on doing that.
Good.
All right, so let's talk about James. Speaking of books, you just had a book that came out that really delves into the Hearties community. For those who don't know what Hearties are, they are the fan base of When Called Heart here on Hallmark Channel.
Yes.
but you have a book that's mostly solely dedicated for them.
It's my love letter to the Hearties. I always say that too. I say it, and it's funny because this show, it's called Becoming a Heartie, a TV show and a movement that kind of changed my life, and it really did change my life. It changed my. In this book, you'll see kind of how it changed my life. I talk about it, like, give you a little more insight into me and Marisa, me and Maria. Just how the show came about, what the show has done for me as a male watching the show. I give you a little male perspective. I have an open letter to the men out there that like to watch the show. But the Hearties are a movement, and I felt like they've been there for me for the last 2 years. I mean, like in so many ways, emotionally, and I felt like I wanted to give something back to the Heartie community. That was more, something tangible than just me always saying thank you. I'm saying thank you all the time, but I wanted to give you a book to kind of read you some insight of what we do here and a little more about me. And you guys have made it my fastest selling book out the gate so far. It's my 8th book. I can almost cry about that because it's just like, so the Hearties always show up.
They do.
The Hearties show up.
They show up.
And I got mine signed Hearties.
Yes, you do.
Yes, signed especially by James.
Yes.
But I
Thank
mean,
you.
I want to thank Marisa because she got me into this journey. This one part of Hallmark, because there's a lot of shows on Hallmark that are great and movies, but it's just one show that I do that I'm eternally grateful because I'm doing it. And I will be indebted to the Hearties forever. I'm not going nowhere.
Yes. You said this is your 8th book, and
Yes.
you've written other types of books too, about organization, about
Yes.
poetry.
Yeah, poetry.
What is it about this book that like really stands out, other than, of course, for the Hearties?
Because it shows that TV is not frivolous. People sometimes dismiss entertainment as something that's just like not important. I think entertainment is just as important as politics and law and health. It's part of our culture. Entertainment, TV shows can really help people during tough times. It also can unite people together. In this book, I talk about how I've seen it in person, like the family reunions, my Ohio trip. I mean, there's people, I've seen it in person. The Hearties get together like I'm old, so like old-fashioned pen pals and community meetups, and they really do, and that's why I wanted this book is different because it tells you an example of how a TV show can really foster and grow a movement outside of the TV show, and how it can affect me as a person, just personally.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's just a really special community.
It is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
And I read your book
Yes.
over the weekend. I got my special copy signed too. But yes, everyone go check out his book, Becoming a Heartie. Also available on Amazon for $4.99.
$4.99.
A lot of people in the live chat. Hi,
Yes, you
everyone
guys.
who's joining. Thank
I
you
know,
so
they're
much.
in here, they're in
who's
here.
contributing. A lot of people said that they've read it, they've ordered it. And
Yes,
it's on
I
their
appreciate
way.
it. I hope you guys enjoy it. It was a lot of fun, and maybe another book will come out of me at some point that has to do with the Hearties. But I'm glad you guys are enjoying it.
Absolutely.
Yes, I definitely enjoyed it.
You're my first chapter, so
I
if you guys get the
know.
book, you'll see first me and Marisa and
I'm
our
the
friendship.
quote unquote old soul.
Yes, you're the old soul. Yes, you are.
And you're the young at heart.
Yes.
So it's an excellent read. It's very
Thank
quick
you.
as
Yes.
well, but also very deep and meaningful. And I think a lot of people can relate to it.
Thank you. Thank
While
you.
you read it. It's a very great read.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk about big news for the Hearties and for the event called the Hearties
Yes.
Community, but Hearties International, which, Bobbi, you had a lot of involvement in the 501c nonprofit organization.
Right. So basically what happened was when we had the first Hearties Family Reunion, it was actually funded effectively on Joyce's credit card. And
Joyce
so,
Keeler.
Yes, Joyce
Come on,
Keeler.
Joyce.
She
Come on, girl.
rocks.
Also in the live chat.
Yes,
Hello,
she is.
Joyce.
Is amazing. And so when we were going to triple the size of the second Hearties Family Reunion, we knew we were going to be running about 80 grand through there. We needed about 80,000. So we needed to be able to have a funding source. So we had to create a, bank account and everything. And so we decided, you know what? This is nonprofit. We're going to file for nonprofit status. We're going to incorporate, and then we're going to file for nonprofit. I filed on July 1st, 2016. Finally got notice on September 6th, it was of 2017, that it was approved. And, I had to go back and forth with them, and but it was well worth it. And I tell you, I didn't pick up my mail on Saturday, and I finally picked it up on Sunday, and I was like dreading opening this letter because I was sure that they were going to deny us because up to that point they had, and I had to appeal.
Oh, wow.
And so when I opened it, I can't begin to tell you how excited I was that they actually approved it. We also filed for trademark for the Hearties name.
For the word Hearties.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's in process right now.
That's amazing.
That's
That's
amazing.
amazing.
Right,
Well,
right.
and it's the movement, James, that you talked about. Speaking with, just the other admins and Brian and, moving forward, we know that long after When Calls the Heart is off the air, the Hearties are still going to be a
Yes.
movement. They're still going to be a community.
Yes.
And that was really the objective here. Besides being able to fund these Hearties Family Reunions, we wanted a way for Hearties to be able to still kind of be in touch with each other and also to recognize other faith-affirming, family-friendly television.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's what we purport to do.
Wow. And that's amazing. So congratulations and thank you for
Yeah.
all your hard work. I know we appreciate it and
Yes.
Hearties definitely appreciate it. But, now officially being part of the nonprofit organization in the eyes of, IRS and all that, what does that mean for the Hearties community? What will that do for us moving forward?
Right. So again, it was created to prevent or to have a funding source for like the Hearties Family Reunion. So really, it's just a vehicle by which we can support the family-friendly entertainment.
Okay.
And so it's an all-volunteer board that's on it. Nobody gets paid. So that's something I'm sure people would like to know. And of course, we are a nonprofit, so we have to adhere to all of the laws. So we have to have good accounting and so forth. And so, moving forward, we'll continue to support not only like the Hearties Family Reunions and other similar type of events, but really pursuing how we can bring family-friendly entertainment. It's underserved. It's an underserved
I
market,
agree. Totally
right?
agree.
And so, how do we get other people to notice? I know the Hearties are noticed. They are in the industry.
Yes.
They are noticed because they are such a force, and so we want to be a force for good, of course. And so that's really the plan. Is to we're figuring this out as we go along, But it's
That's
exciting.
amazing. That is exciting. That's like all your hard work, and that took more than a year just to get any type of approval. Now going through the whole process of setting it up and all that, is there anything that you've learned while doing it? Because I know you said that you had to file like a 30-page document and all
Yes.
the legal
It's not easy.
aspects
It's
of
not
it.
easy.
It's not, and I had never filed for nonprofit status before. I mean, I'd done my own income taxes for 30 plus years.
And no one wants to do that.
Right?
yeah.
But, and so I actually have an accounting degree. I mean, I am an
there you go.
accountant,
Okay,
so
okay.
that was my initial
Look at you.
role. I was an auditor. I worked
wow.
in county government. I retired in June.
That's right, you retired.
Right. So I have a background in that, but I'd never, really delved into any kind of a nonprofit. But it just made sense that this would be a nonprofit. Nobody is getting anything other than the benefits to promote, family-friendly entertainment. So that's really it. And just you're learning through the whole process. I'm learning as I go along each step of the way. And I just know that this organization is going to do good.
Yeah.
I just know it.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to it, and that also just having this set in stone and illegal,
Yes.
it opens the opportunity for more great things.
It does. It really, like I said that Sunday when I opened up that envelope, I was beyond excited because it wasn't just the fact that we got approved, but it that's what I thought of, is that now this can really open up some doors. And so, when you ask, like, where do we go from here? Oh, my goodness. I don't even know.
You can
like,
go
the
anywhere.
sky's the
Yeah,
limit,
go
right?
anywhere,
This just happened literally within the last, month or
month and
so.
a half.
So we are just beginning to even figure that all out. We are up on social media. So we do have Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And that is Hearties INTL for international. So you can find us there. on all of those
Go
three.
follow
So
it.
follow us,
Yes.
please. We had this morning. We had almost 1,000 followers already. So that
Excellent.
that was pretty good. So we're happy about
I'm finally
that.
following it. I finally found it. So I was told to follow it. I didn't know it was out there. I'm
And
not supposed to follow it.
If I
Yeah.
could just quickly add, one of the questions that I've had from several
Yeah.
people is, so how does this differ from the, Hearties fan page on Facebook?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, really, the Hearties fan page is all about When Calls the Heart primarily, and it's, that fan page is really about discussion, and people like to put their fan art and fan fiction and things like that
Fan
on there,
videos.
and fan videos, which Marisa did a wonderful one on the
Yes, she
Stanton
did.
family.
Yes, she did.
Thank
Yes, she
you.
did.
And so this is really, it's the way I like to look at it. It's When Calls the Heart and beyond.
I like that.
That's
Love it.
it's beyond When Calls the Heart. It started there, but it's beyond that. So
Yeah. And just again, it'll just open so many more opportunities for shows, movies, just within that the same niche and the same fan following and demographic
Yes.
that we already that's already part of this.
yes.
So if
Yes.
you love where it started, you'll love where it's going.
And frankly, I see like Hallmark. Thankfully Hallmark was the one that aired When Calls the Heart. And everything on Hallmark is going to fall within that,
Yes.
Yep.
because they only put on that type of programming, which I'm so thankful for.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing.
I just want to give a shout out. 'Cause speaking of Hallmark Channel and other shows here on AfterBuzz TV, Marisa's co-host for Chesapeake Shores is in there.
Oh,
Stephen
hello,
Lovegrove.
Stephen.
Stephen. I was Stephen Lovegrove. He's
Hello,
on there.
Stephen.
He's a very nice guy, and he's in there right now.
He's great.
And
Hi,
he's part of this network too of Hallmark stuff.
Yeah, it's all encompassing. That's
make sure you mention
what we're
him.
trying with the show. It's all encompassing.
Yes.
If you love one thing, good chances you'll love it all or like it in some form. Hello, Stefan. So talking about the Hallmark programming, we also have, this is just news to me as of the last 5 hours ago, but for those who are familiar with the Feelin' app, that it allows people, it's basically like Netflix but for Hallmark, and it has amazing shows, contents, old series that fall within the Hallmark community. There's a lot of Hallmark Hall of Fame movies. There's a lot of the Christmas movies. If you're a fan of these movies, which I'm sure you are, you might have heard of the Feelin' app. And if you are a subscriber, they now have changed their name. It is now called Hallmark Movies Now. So get this,
Good to know.
it's the exact same, just a rename. So
They are really. I mean, Hallmark Channel is really getting everything together, aren't they? The Hallmark Mysteries and Movies,
Yeah, they
Hallmark
are.
Drama channels. I mean, they're really lining us all up. And now with the Hearties Center now, I mean, it's all an empire is building.
And the
Yeah.
publishing.
And the publishing.
And
The
publishing.
And the
Yeah.
publishing, I
So the
know.
books.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And there's also Hallmark to Drama, which is a new
Right.
channel that
Yes.
people still have to go actively
Yeah.
find.
Oh, that's right, it's
I
find it,
checked
yeah.
my local listings. I still couldn't find it, but don't
Mm-hmm.
worry, I will poke and prod DirecTV so I
Because I
can
DirecTV
so I
too.
can find it.
Yes, I've contacted DirecTV twice because I
Okay.
want it.
Okay.
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah.
But for those who don't have the drama yet, but are planning on still getting it, the Hallmark Movies Now app is another great source, another great outlet to go check out your favorite movies and old series, past
Yes.
years, new movies. A lot of Christmas movies are also there. It's just another source to
Awesome.
get all the same
Yes.
things that you
Yes.
love. You love. So let's get to you, Bobby.
Okay.
To Bobby.
We first met at Hearties, it was the Hearties Community, but it was Home and Family. We had interacted a few times via Twitter, like all through our season 3 premiere season of our When Calls the Heart after show. But I first met you at Home and Family, and I had documented when we first met.
Oh.
Yeah,
Whoa.
we
wow.
we have the fun video, which mind
Oh,
you,
no.
because I was periscoping my
You were. I remember
my
that.
event at
That's
Hardees.
hilarious.
But I have the exact moment when we first met. So here we go.
Oh my God.
This is Marisa from AfterBuzz. Bobbi Schutte. Hi. Bobby, you're lovely. Nice to meet you. Wait.
You can tell how excited I
Bobby.
was.
Or more so, she found me. Hi, I did. I found Marisa.
Thanks so much for watching.
Absolutely. Love AfterBuzz. Absolutely, we do. Yeah, and it was great with Aaron. It was great with Brian.
Yes.
It was wonderful.
Oh my gosh. They were so amazing. Where can everyone follow you on Twitter? Follow her. She's
Bobbi
awesome.
Schutte. Oh, yeah. Bobbi Schutte.
I seem to have a problem with defining what my social media account name is.
Yes, that was really fun.
That's amazing. Oh my God, I didn't even know that. That's
That is
so
amazing.
funny.
Very
You
rarely do
captured that.
Yeah, very rarely do a Periscope, but I got the moment
Oh
when
my
we
God,
actually met.
that's crazy.
so cool.
I'm very impressed. That's crazy.
It's forever on the
you for
internet.
that.
So I'll always remember that day because that was a fun day. That was when Aaron and Dan appeared for the finale episode on Hearties. On Ren Calls the Hearts. They're all interchangeable, you guys.
Right.
On Home and Family. And
Durrell, when was
that's
this,
when I met a lot
Marissa?
of-
She's telling you guys it's
This was the April 7th
Okay.
date of 2016. This was the Aaron Dan's appearance. It
Okay.
was the last one called the Heart cast appearance for Home and Family of season 3.
Stacey's all, I love the happiness from Bobbi.
Yeah.
You're right.
You can tell how excited I was that day. Like I met a lot of Hearties that day, and that's where I met
That was
you.
really
and
fun.
we just went from there. But I mean, you're very involved in the Hearties,
Yes.
reunion and just the community in general. And as we know, as of this date, this upcoming week, just in a few days, I'm so excited, is the Hearties Family Reunion 3.
Yes, yay!
Yay!
So
Everyone's
excited.
excited.
Yes.
And I know you played a big role in this. Can you exactly talk like what your role is and what duties you were responsible for?
Sure. Well, let me first say that the team is amazing,
Yes.
and so many, different people with different skills, and just they worked so hard, this year in putting this together. And so we're really excited right now because, it's going to come to fruition this week. And so
Yes.
we've worked on it. We start working on it like right after we find out there's going to be a new season because we need to do it during the time that they're filming.
Yeah, so this far months in advance.
Far months in advance. So usually about at least 6 months.
Wow.
And then you have the challenge of trying to plan a venue that's out of the country, And this year was actually a little bit of a challenge because it's the 150th anniversary for Canada.
Oh.
And so we had a major challenge trying to find a venue this year. So
Because everyone's just booked.
everything was just booked.
Wow.
Yes, yes. So we're excited that we were able to do that. And so my particular role is I just kind of like coordinate the overall event. We have conference calls every 2 weeks, and so I kind of organize those, and I put a summary together of those, and I work with the vendor with the contract and making sure that like all the details are worked out, and down to the food. Again, I'm working in conjunction with the committee, so. And so that's pretty much it. And then I work with Brian on like the cast and production needs and issues. Brian Bird. Again, bringing up Brian.
Yes.
He's involved.
Brian
He's totally
is
involved.
definitely-
He is totally involved.
I don't know how he is. He does so many things, but
Yeah.
he does stay involved.
So
Yes.
you mentioned that you help coordinate with the cast? and all
Yeah.
that?
So basically, like Brian will, ask for suggested cast to attend.
Right.
But ultimately, it really is up to Brian, and he coordinates them. And then what happens is Brian's just really busy. So I'm usually like the liaison between the committee and Brian in production. So I coordinate that. And then, of course, throughout kind of at the beginning, we kind of have a discussion about what we want to include at the event. And, of course, everybody always wants more time with the cast.
Yeah,
And-
of course.
but they're doing that. They're volunteering their time, and they're in the middle of production, and they have to go back to work on Monday. And so, Brian's very mindful of that, and so we can only have them for a short period of time, and so we're thankful for what we get.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
No, wait. You emceed last year too.
I did.
So you emceeing again? You were the one making the announcements and stuff. I bet you in the book. Well, see, you
I'll be up there.
Yeah,
It'll be probably Brian and myself primarily.
You like doing it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't
You were a
mind.
natural up
Yeah.
there. You were a natural up there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well, you're very-
I don't mind. I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of real. I don't stress over these things because it's like, what's the worst that can happen?
Right.
You know?
You with family.
Yeah. Exactly.
You are.
Right? Absolutely.
And I love because you're so in the know and knowing how the organization's going to from plan A to B to C and all the things that need to line up, timing and scheduling. I do a lot of scheduling and coordinating here at AfterBuzz, so like it is quite the undertaking, and we appreciate you for all that.
Thank you.
And you said this takes months in advance, but is there anything that you've learned from the first two Hearties events that you've now applied to
Absolutely.
this one?
Absolutely. So the first one, the first one was really special because it was the first one. And literally, we were out there, the team was out there till we were up at 5 and we were working until midnight to make this thing happen, and it was pouring down rain and we were in an outside tent and it was leaking, but Jeanette Oak was there working with us to decorate this tent all along the way, and she is such an inspiration, truly. I mean, amazing, an amazing woman, and just the whole experience was really wonderful. We did discover that, we had a lot of downtime for Hearties when we were doing like the autographs. We had a couple autograph sessions, and that could have been managed better, definitely. But I had people that left there, as I did with the second one, that said, I made their dreams come true. And it was like, this is the Hearties family, because it's coming together with like-minded people. It is truly just this wonderful community that people feel they're hopeful when they get to meet each other, and I think that's why it's so special to them. But I can't say enough about the committee. This is not about Bobbi, but the committee really, some of them are just truly amazing. And then and the second one, I think we had some downtime too. We tried to change it up. Everybody kind of wanted a picture, and we just had a lot of that. I would rather have a picture, so we did the group photos.
Yes.
Remember the cowbell? I almost brought it.
Oh my God.
I seriously, I should have brought it.
I couldn't ring
James
correctly.
couldn't ring the cowbell, you guys.
Correctly.
But I
He
could.
couldn't.
We have a great picture. Now
do.
together. It's
We
fun.
did get a great picture together. But I think everybody has differences of opinion about how it should go, but overall, bottom line is it was received, both of them were received very well. They were very different. One was outside in the rain under a tent, and then the second one was at a beautiful hotel, and the venue was great.
And there were a lot more people at the second one
We
compared to the first one.
tripled the size.
Oh my God.
And so we did learn that was too many. So we actually cut it down by 100. But the problem with that for HFR3 is that we ended up with hundreds of people on the waiting list. We still have hundreds of people on the waiting list that we could never get to. And that's unfortunate because, but we have, for HFR3, one of the things that's really exciting is that they're mostly new.
Oh.
When I did an analysis in the beginning, at that point, it was like 78% of the people were brand new, had not been to either one.
Wow. Okay.
Which is really exciting.
Yes.
That is exciting. And presumably those new fans probably have not met or interacted with the cast either.
Oh, that's great.
And for me, living in Southern California, having been to Home and Family numerous times, even having fortunately been able to go to a couple Hallmark events, I've been able to meet the cast several times, and you kind of get to a point where you almost take that for granted, and so some of these, most of the people, if, not just 99% of them, it is brand new to them.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that's what's really exciting to me is to just see that excitement on their face, when they get to meet the stars for the first time.
Because you know that feeling.
Because I know that feeling, and I remember that feeling, and it's just warms my heart.
Yeah.
Where's my Heartie?
But it's
pun
also
flow.
The great thing about Hearties Family Reunion is that the show One Calls the Heart is so the avid following is so strong and so passionate that you guys this whole team and Brian Bird and the involvement of Crown Media, they allow us to create an event so we can have that happiness. We can have those moments to meet with new people and meet with the cast, talk to them, interact, and learn more about their favorite show. And also just make lifelong friends.
How many shows do that? Not
How
many.
many?
I don't know any other shows that do that like that. Maybe, there's the Comic Cons and these cons, this con. This is something that the fans created. It's not corporation created. It's not the fans created.
Right.
And now the network is endorsing it. That's
And it really
amazing.
did kind of start that way to try to do to say it as quickly as possible. So Joyce, that I mentioned earlier, and my husband Dave and I were fortunate enough to be able to be extras in season 2, second episode. We were at the wedding in the saloon.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Right? And so we were able to have that opportunity, and it was just such a fun experience. And I was so hopeful that other people could get that experience. Well, a lot of people really started to want to have that experience. And so I was talking to Brian, and we had, a lot of Heartie parties were popping up all over the nation,
Yes.
right?
We've been to a couple.
We've been to a couple,
exactly.
yes.
And so, the thought was, how do we have like one big Heartie party? And Brian said, well, we need to have it in LA then, because that's where the stars. If you want the stars there, we need to have it in LA.
Yeah.
So I talked to him after I started hearing about all these people that wanted to do it, and I said, Brian, have you ever thought about having it on set? I said, if people are going to fly from the East Coast to LA, it's not going to be that different to go to Vancouver.
Right.
Right.
And then they get to tour the set, which is so meaningful.
Yes.
In fact,
Yes.
when
be
we
there.
Right, to be there. I mean, to walk the streets of Hope Valley is just so special. And when we did the surveys about what they liked the most about the Hearties Family Reunion, and that was the best part. They loved being on set and being able to just, tour it and everything. So
Yeah,
it's really special.
It's so nice to go to the actual place where the magic actually
Exactly.
happens. I was like, I'm a film major. I love every time I go to any set, any studio, knowing like, oh, my favorite show was filmed here. It's like, it's such a cool feeling.
It's cool being in this studio. Really,
Oh my
truly, it
God.
is. It is.
Welcome to the
Marisa and
AfterBuzz
James, I mean,
studio.
this is awesome.
Yeah. So like you get a taste of what we do every week.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like I completely relate to that feeling when you're there and you actually get to see what you see every single week or every single day, depending on how often you watch the show.
Yeah.
But like to be in the physical location of where the magic happens.
Absolutely.
It's unreal.
Absolutely. And I think it just brings the show to life more so. And I just really appreciate the opportunity to be there.
Yeah. So what kind of things can we expect for Hearties Family Reunion 3 this year?
Well, I can't give it all away.
The things
No
you
spoilers,
can
no
talk
spoilers.
about.
Well, we are going to have a Friday lunch party. We're calling it the lunch party.
Yes.
And
fun.
that's going to be really fun. Debbie and Allison kind of planned that event, and I know it's going to be great. And I think there's going to be some fun surprises there. And it's going to be like 5 hours, so it's going to be like 5 to 10.
Wow.
And so it's going to be pretty fun for Friday night. Then Saturday we are going to have like a panel Q&As.
Okay.
We're going to have several of those. Then we might have meet and greet. Yeah, of course. We're going to have meet and greet. Right. Maybe a special presentation at the beginning of the day for a
fun.
very special person that I'm going to just not
We'll keep
Close the
the
door.
mystery, you guys.
Yes.
Mystery.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
so
And then the
looking
tour.
forward to it. And then the tour.
And then the tour on Sunday.
The actual tour. Is
Yes.
everyone taking buses
Yes.
to the
Yes.
location? Okay.
Correct.
Great.
Yes.
Maybe
And it's a short distance this time, though, because the venue this time is at the Cascades in Langley,
Yeah.
which is only like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes to the set.
Wow, okay.
Whereas when we were in Vancouver last time, it's 45 minutes.
Yes. Oh,
So this is a really short drive to the set.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, which is nice, right?
Very convenient.
It gives Marisa time to actually put another video together
Yeah,
when she gets
maybe.
back to her room.
Oh my God.
Maybe. Which video are you talking about? There's a lot. I will actually planning on filming so much stuff up there because my phone has so much storage. I
Yes,
have
you do.
unlimited data.
You do?
I'm a film major, so I'm going to be filming as much as I can.
Awesome.
At the expense of my battery, see how long that lasts.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm also planning on putting like a package together, and that will be my second episode. So next week, because we will actually
Alright.
still physically be in
Oh,
Canada
yeah.
when my second show airs. So I'm planning on putting a video package together of the Hearties Family Reunion, and
Nice.
it's a fun thing for everyone to look for. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Get a little bit taste of it if you weren't there.
Yeah.
I have totally enjoyed that from other Hearties that have made videos from
Oh, yes,
their
there's some
from
good ones.
HFR1, HFR2.
Yeah.
They have been fantastic.
They have been, actually.
And when you watch me, it just kind of like rekindles, everything when you think back to that event, and it's just so fun.
You're on a
Nice.
natural. I was on a natural high for like 2 or 3 weeks afterwards.
Yeah, me too.
We talked about it. I was still just like, it was such a, because even for us as AfterBuzz, we do the after show for the show, and you showed me and Marisa so much love. Everybody there,
Right.
we had no clue like how it was going to be, and
Well, you think about how you kind of just get filled up, and like we were overflowing, right?
yes,
I mean,
oh
because
my
it
God,
was just
yes,
so special. I mean, as you're getting together with, 500 people were
Yeah.
there. And, it's like a long-lost relative or
Yes,
friend when, even
yes.
though you hadn't met them before physically, but maybe online, we're interacting on social media all the time. And so you really feel like you know that person.
I agree.
And it's awesome. Yeah.
Right. And last year it was it was the first weekend of December.
Right.
And then we came back. I didn't want to finish the rest of the work year. I was like, because nothing else
yeah,
would
I
top
know. It's
it.
like that's
I'm
it.
like, what are these last 2 weeks? What am I doing here?
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
know.
nothing else I do will be as great as that. But this year it's this reunion is in October. Why the switch of month dates? Is it because of the scheduling? The production schedule of
Yes, that's very much the single most significant part of it is the first thing we do is we contact venues to find out what's available that can fit the volume of
Yeah.
people and the size that we need. So then we get options, and then I go to Brian and say, okay, Brian, when are the stars going to be available? Because, there's a lot of people that do block shooting, and so they're not there
yeah.
every
Right.
weekend.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
we work hard at ensuring that most people are there. And so so it really generally narrows it down to maybe 1 or 2 options, period. And
Yeah.
this particular year was even, as I mentioned earlier, it was just significantly challenged because
150.
yes. And so we ended up having to have people are staying at like 7 different hotels
Yeah.
because there wasn't a single venue large enough that could accommodate everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's glad that you can find a weekend that works for the majority.
Right.
And
Right.
you just have it, because
Right.
if you can't pick one weekend, it's not going to happen at all.
No, right.
So I'm glad, and I feel like October, the weather in Canada might be different than it is in.
Yes, I think
December.
the weather's better, and frankly, for me, it was really a challenge to be there in December because from December is a challenge just with Christmas parties and
Right.
just the holidays coming, and it was a fun time to be there because of the holidays
Yeah.
coming up, but at the same time, it was a real challenge for a lot of people personally to be there then.
Because it's so close to the holidays.
Right, but the weather also. It was cold, and so hopefully October was not going to be. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
it was rainy.
Looking at the weather for the next week, it's supposed to rain every day.
Rain.
Well, Jeanette
Yeah,
says she's there
straight up
already.
rain.
Is it
She
raining?
is.
Is it raining?
Yes,
She's in the
Jeanette.
she's in the chat room.
Jeanette's checking us
Yeah,
out. Hi,
she's
what's up, Jeanette?
here. She said she's there already. Is it raining? What's that was like?
Jeanette, you've already taken such awesome pictures.
Love her.
I loved it. The whale breaching. Oh, amazing.
Amazing.
Saw that.
She's definitely enjoying Vancouver as
Absolutely.
we speak. I'm so looking forward to it, as sure everybody else is who is fortunate enough to go, and those who unfortunately can't go is still looking forward to all the photos and
Yes.
videos, all the news that will be dropping.
Yes.
Don't worry, there's going to be a lot.
Yes.
Is there? I know last year there was a specific designated place on Facebook where people who are there can upload their photos to. Is that the same thing for this year?
That's a good question. I know that like all of the candids, we have a professional photographer that's going to be there on Saturday, and then we have other photographers that are going to be taking candids throughout the event. Those are all going to be on a Flickr account with Ardra.
Okay.
And then also the Hearties HFR. There's going to be a lot going on in the social media. So if you're not following Hearties HFR, please be doing that. That's the really kind of the primary source. The admins will be doing that. We'll be doing Facebook Lives on the main Hearty page.
Okay.
And
A lot to look forward to.
A lot to look forward
There's
to.
just so much, and I
Yeah.
cannot wait. Is it Thursday yet? Because that's when I leave.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. Now, you're a big fan of Hallmark and just the content in and of itself. Besides When Calls the Heart, what other shows or movies on Hallmark or Hallmark Movies Mysteries do you also enjoy watching?
Sure. Well, I finished watching Chesapeake Shores last week, so I did follow Chesapeake Shores, and I really love that because of the family. I'm just a strong proponent of families, and so anytime there's a show that has a family component to it, I'm really drawn to that. And so Chesapeake Shores, clearly. And then I used to watch Little House on the Prairie when it was on in
me
reruns in
too.
the
Yeah.
afternoon
Yep.
because,
Yep.
like if you're sick or if, you know what I mean? It's just like feel-good TV.
It's comfort food.
It's
I say it
comfort
all the
food.
time. It is.
It is. It's comfort food. And it's like, you're not going to, I don't know, you're just going to watch it and you're going to feel good. It's
I
like you
agree.
said.
I agree.
And then the Christmas movies. It's like, who doesn't want to watch the Christmas movies?
I go crazy with the Christmas movies.
Right?
Like,
And so that's how actually I even heard about When Calls the Heart was, in 2013, I was watching the previews for the Christmas movies, and then I saw the preview for the movie When Calls the Heart before the actual series began. And I watched it, and I totally loved it. And I love period pieces anyway.
Okay.
Anything that kind of takes you away. It's like an escape from reality.
yeah.
And we have so many challenges in this world, and that's what I love about Hallmark. Is that it's a safe place to go. You can go there and you can watch anything that's on any of the Hallmark channels. You can watch it with your grandchild, you can watch
Yes,
it with
you
your
can.
grandmother, and you all walk away feeling good. And that's
the end of the
means
show. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Feel good.
She said you just said everything perfectly. Exactly.
Right?
That's exactly what it is.
That's it. There's nothing
Nothing
else
else
to say.
No, that's a great. That's why we.
So it seems like you've been watching Hallmark for a long time. Have you always been watching it, or is this like something that you just kind of came upon in the last few years?
at least a decade. I mean, I've been watching it. I kind of gravitate towards that kind of thing. And really, Hallmark's a one of a kind. I mean, there really isn't much out there.
So were you like
like
me? The Waltons,
Yeah.
The House on the Prairie,
Absolutely.
Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman,
Absolutely. Yep.
Touched by an Angel,
Yep.
all those. I was all those
Those
too.
are the ones.
Yeah.
Those are the ones. Absolutely. Again,
Yeah.
feel good TV. And, I really like the faith component as well with When Calls the Heart because you don't find that on television. And it's not preachy. And
No,
it's
not at
not,
all. It isn't at all. No, it's not at all.
But it's just good. And
It is.
and I believe that is a strong reason why the Hearties came together because there's nothing else like that on television, and that drew us together as a community.
Yeah. And speaking of the Hearties community, how have they impacted your life?
You know what? I mean, to me, When Calls the Heart changed my life, because when I started watching it, I'm observing this show, and I'm like, this is the way it should be, where we all come alongside each other, and we do life together. We help each other, we pray for each other, we just, like I said, do life together. And so it changed my life in recognizing that this is how I want life to be. And so then I have to go out and then make efforts to do that in my own life. And I think that I have done that, and I try to do that. I mean, none of us are perfect. We're far from it, and we strive. But it really reminded me of how important that is, and it's all about community. It's all about helping each other. It's all about that. That's what life is about.
And that's what I love when we first started doing our When Calls the Heart after show. I didn't realize how passionate and how loving the community is within the Hearties, because I've covered a lot of television and I've seen a lot of different types of television programming based on AfterBuzz and because of what we do in this industry, but never have I seen such a fan base that's so interactive, so supportive and encouraging of each other. It's healthy, it's positive, and it's so rare to find that in our industry.
Yes.
It's so rare to find people lift each other up on a regular basis.
Yes.
Exactly.
And when we first started our show, and I was telling James, early on, probably second episode, I was like, we have to do something. We have to gravitate towards these people because you guys were so welcoming to us. But
completely.
The
Oh my
first
God.
24 hours of our show, and I'm like, we have to do everything for these guys.
I felt the same way. I felt that it was such a unique because again, I do other shows, other genres of TV. I do soaps and I do other stuff where they're big fan bases. This was the first one that was positive. And I talk about it in my book. I have a chapter
Yes.
about the time it wasn't positive and I got upset because I felt like I was violated because I felt like this is a fan base that really, like I said, nobody's perfect. Nobody's but everybody's so supportive and so nice that anybody that comes in that's not one of those two things, they have to go. That's just me.
No, get rid of the toxic poison.
Exactly. But it's
Right.
but I was just so used to that in my television shows or in my industry where everybody's supportive and nice. This community, if you don't know this show, if you're just running across this after show right now, you got to go join this community because they're really supportive and nice. I mean, like they really are.
Well, and I think one of the things that's really neat is on the season 4 DVD set, how the Hearties began. It's about a 22-minute video that 3 of the admins, Debbie, Allison, and Susan, were interviewed and explained how it all came together. And, you know, the Hearties is a grassroots effort.
Yes.
Yeah, it
And
is.
it's because of this need and want for community. And, you know, it's just amazing. And I'll just give you a small story, a short story.
Sure.
Was just so amazing to me. A young gal that had moved away. We were Facebook friends. And she finally started watching the show, and she said, okay, I've seen your posts enough. I'm going to start watching the show, right? So she started watching the show, and not a week later, and she was young, she was in her 20s, and not a week later, her husband, who was 28, had a stroke.
Oh my God.
And it was just a horrible thing. And love you, Brienne. And so we put it on the prayer page. Within a short period of time, there were over 1,400 people praying for this young man.
I believe it.
And she was brand new to the show, and so the Hearties just embraced her.
I believe it.
You know,
I'm not surprised.
right? It's just, it's
Not
just
surprised.
phenomenal what this community can do.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Being on the receiving end of that, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either.
They do.
And like just the show and the fan base of, you know, One Calls Heart, just Hallmark in general.
Yes.
It's actually made me change the way that I do things at work. I'm more selective of shows that I want to
Yes.
cover because I
Yes.
know
Me too.
whatever I'll be talking about or doing, I know those fans will also be seeing it. So
Right.
it has to be like positive,
Same
good
here.
Absolutely.
Same
things
here.
that I want to put back out into the world.
Same
So
here.
like I think the show impacts us so much that affects our everyday life now.
Right.
And since we're talking about happy
everything.
Hallmarkies, I really want to give praise to Crown Media, Hallmark Channel, all the people who work at Hallmark Channel who recognize this show, our shows we do. Brian Burr sent me a personal message because I won't be able to make it to the Hearties Reunion. And as usual, he sent me a personal message. And it's like, who does that from a producer of a show?
Right.
Sends you a personal message.
Right.
And he does. And
That's who he is.
they care. And they care. I mean, the people at Hallmark Channel, they do care. Everyone is super sweet, super nice, and wants to give this kind of community out there. And so I think I can back that. If somebody backs it up for me, I will support Hallmark Channel because they seem to support.
I
Yeah.
appreciate what they're doing. I appreciate
Right.
the fact that they were willing to step out into doing a market, you know, that really nobody else was doing,
Right.
and look at them benefiting from it. I love
Yeah.
it. I love the fact that the major networks are losing viewers each. Not that I want them to lose
No, of
viewers,
course
but
not, of course
I'm
not.
saying they're losing viewers, and Hallmark is increasing phenomenally each year for the past several years at least. And
Networks
it's
don't do that, you guys.
they don't. Not
They don't.
not today because
they
there's
don't.
too many choices. There's so
There
many
is.
Right.
options. But Hallmark is winning that battle because they recognize that this is an important niche. This,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you know, whether it's the faith-based community, family friendly, they deliver. And
I agree.
yeah, so I really
agree.
appreciate Hallmark for doing that.
Yeah. Is there anything else you would love to say to the Hearties?
That you're here.
Well, you know, just I'm honored to be part of the family, and you know, this has just been like a whirlwind. I can't believe it's been a couple years, and how this whole thing just started by the first Hearty party in May of 2015, and or 2014. I can't even remember now.
I know, it's
They
like-
all blur.
It all blurs, but it was when Brian showed up to the meeting, and that's kind of how it all began. I mean, we thought we were just going to meet our Southern California Hearties, and Joyce organized it, and she invited Brian, and he showed up, and he sat in that restaurant for 4.5 hours and talked to us. It was amazing, and that's really kind of what started it all. So I just appreciate you, Hearties, and I'm just honored to be a part of the family, and I'm honored to be here today to talk about the Hearties because they're just such a wonderful community.
You said 2015.
It's 2015.
2015.
See,
Yes.
the Hearties are so awesome.
Your leadership is appreciated, Bobbi. You are the glue together with the rest of the minutes and volunteers.
Aw.
right there.
And we recognize that too. And thank
Yes.
you so much for being here.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
and
It's been
talking
a
about
pleasure.
your involvement in the community because it does not go unnoticed.
Aw, thank you.
And we appreciate you and all the Hearties and all the Hallmarkies and the Chessies and everyone out
Absolutely.
there.
You like Good
Watch
Witch, you like the
Absolutely.
movies, like
Right.
we appreciate all of you
Right.
guys.
We need to support you all.
This
We're
channel needs to
all-encompassing.
stay
Yes.
on. This
Yes.
channel needs to stay on.
We're
Yes.
all encompassing.
We are
here.
happy Hallmarkies.
We are happy. I gotta like admit, I had the hardest time thinking up a name for the show,
Okay.
and I really it came down to okay, what does Hallmark mean to me? And I was like happiness. And friendship and family and I was like everyone
Community.
loves community. I was like everyone loves happiness, so
Yes.
and it was a nice play on alliterative words
And
so.
family, because I was thinking about this on the drive over about when you watch the Hallmark Channel, they tend to have a lot of the same actors in the movies and everything.
Yes, they
Yep.
do.
But I
Yeah,
like
cross.
that because it's like family. Because
Yes.
like that actor's like, oh, good, this person and this person's going to be together in this movie, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like family. You turn it on and you just kind of feel like you already know them.
And they're using a lot of my soap actors. All my soap fans out there who do watch What Calls Sorry too, they're using a lot of soap actors are now doing Hallmark shows. So it makes two of my worlds are
Yeah,
colliding together.
that's
And I
true.
think it's kind of a lot of
That's true.
fun.
And as much time as you watch, all the Hallmark content, you'll tend to notice all the same people who are on the different types of movies and stuff. But also upcoming that's on Hallmark that you guys should check out. On the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, you have Darrow coming
I
out.
am so excited for that. It looks so
great.
good.
It's about
It really looks good.
Yeah.
if you like Lott, it's going to be
Yeah.
dramatic. It's starring Kimberly Williams Paisley,
Yep.
Wendy Malick from the
Yeah.
My
Finding
girl, Wendy
Father
Malick.
Christmas and Engaging Father Christmas.
There's a tie into When Calls the Heart with Aaron
There you go,
Cranko.
with
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah.
And then also starring Tom Cavanaugh. So that will be premiering this upcoming weekend.
Yes.
On the
22nd.
22nd. Yes.
22nd.
Thank you. Me
You got it.
numbers. Yes. So we have that. I'm really looking forward to it. And then also the Most Wonderful Movies of Christmas preview show will be premiering on Movies and Mysteries October 21st. At 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. And then on the converse side of Hallmark Channel, they have their Countdown to Christmas preview. On the next day, October 22nd at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. For those who are currently at the Hearties Family Reunion during that time, DVR it.
Yes, I did that last night.
DVR.
I'll say
I did that last night.
Because we
Yeah.
might be slightly occupied.
Yeah.
during
Yes,
that.
just a little.
But if you want to get a good taste of the Christmas movies that will be available throughout this whole Christmas season on both channels, go check out those previews. I'm really looking forward to it. And last but not least, the Love Struck Cafe movie just premiered Saturday. Did you watch
I
it, Bobbi?
did, and I really enjoyed it. I love
enjoyed it
Andrew
too.
Walker. I think Andrew Walker, even though he was Billy Hamilton, I'm sorry, Hearties.
I know. Skunk.
You know, but
I know.
you know what?
He's a lovely guy.
He is. He really is. I got to meet him at Home and
Oh,
Family.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of a fluky thing. Didn't know he was even going to be there that
That's
day.
so
and he
funny.
was so friendly and
Of
nice,
course.
and
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah, it was a great. It's a great movie starring Sarah Jane Morris, Andrew Walker, and here's my Marisa movies suggestion that maybe I should make every week. We'll see. But if you love Love Struck Cafe, you'll probably love. Okay, of course, The Notebook.
Who doesn't love The Notebook?
Mostly because there's the relationship that, spoiler alert, like splits up before, going off to college and, just the differences in timing of should we keep a relationship going before you move on to the rest of your life. And you'll probably also love Hallmark Christmas Land, starring Nikki DeLoach, because there's also, in Love Struck Cafe, there's a whole storyline of selling your land to developers and whatnot. And the Christmas Land movie is also same kind of storyline of selling your land to a real estate tycoon. So those are my movie suggestions for you, because if there's anything, I watch Hallmark movies all day, all week.
All day, every day.
And again, Nikki DeLoach was in a movie with Andrew Walker this
Yes.
year, and so love them both.
That's great. Nikki DeLoach has been here in the studio several times.
Oh, really?
She is a lovely human being. She's so sweet. I love her. Thank you, Bobbi, so much for joining us.
And cheers,
my
Marissa's
inaugural-
first show.
Yes.
Her
Cheers.
inaugural
My inaugural.
show.
You guys, we
Yes.
have champagne in this, but
Yes,
I do
I
not
do.
Champagne.
drink it at
Yes, sir.
all.
I know, it's good champagne too.
Oh, it's delicious. Why have I not
It
been
is.
drinking this? As James spits it out.
Spit take. Spit take.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to our very first show of Happy Hallmarkies. You'll see
Thank
James
you.
on occasion.
I'll pop in here. Well, I can stay away from Marisa.
You'll
She's
see my
buddy.
co-host, Stefan Lovegrove, on occasion.
come on,
And you'll see me all the time. Because I love Hallmark and I love talking about this community. Anything that can keep me watching these movies and amazing content, I am so on board. So in the meantime, Bobbi, where can everyone follow you and all your fun stuff?
You can follow me at Bobbi Schutte on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook.
You can follow me at James Lott Jr. And I'm really trying to grow my Instagram page. I guess I should do that. So follow me on Instagram at James Lott Jr. I post lots of great pictures of my professional life and sometimes my grandkids I was talking about. And so follow me there, of course. And also follow my YouTube channel, which is JLJ Media. I have all kinds of content on there too, and some things are One Cause Heart related, some things aren't, but it's a lot of fun and it's all good stuff. And I'm James Lott Jr. on the rest of the social media platforms.
Oh, Jordan says I need Happy Hallmarkies cups.
Oh, we do.
I thought about bringing my Hearties
Me
mug,
too.
but I completely
So the same here,
forgot.
Same
But I
here.
do have something for you, Bobbi. Give me one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, for her. Yes.
Thank you
There you
for
go.
joining.
Yes.
Yes, it's flowers for anyone
Who's listening?
I
is
love
listening.
daisies.
Yes.
Thank you
for
so
joining
much.
us. You are the perfect person to help kickstart this show.
Yes.
Thank you. It was an honor to be here, and
Yeah,
I really
it's not-
appreciate what you both do, and thank you so much.
Yeah, it's
Thank
an
you.
honor to have you. And you can follow me everywhere at Serafini TV. You can follow all of us here at AfterBuzz at AfterBuzz TV, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those fun social media platforms. I'll be posting so much stuff for Hearties Family Reunion, and the next time I see you, we'll be in Canada.
We will be.
I
Yes, we will.
cannot wait. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. Follow us all year long. This is a yearly show. It will be
It's
a weekly
so
show.
cool.
There's so much content to talk about. Follow at Happy Hallmarkies. Thanks, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm
Buzz.
Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Later.
Longer than I thought. I'm like, wait a minute.
No.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.